They say to create art is to be in a state of play, and you can't play if you're being careful. If you're thinking yourself into corners about what your art means and how important it's supposed to be to people or how skillful it is supposed to be. Because when we get all caught up in the supposed to be's, we get this thing called art block. This feeling of stuckness, this inability to move forward creatively. And oftentimes this feeling of stuckness happens because we are forgetting to play. We are forgetting to let go, to be expressive, to tell stories from our imagination rather than the stories we think we are supposed to be telling. We're focusing on the destination rather than the journey. And what good is supposed to come when we forget to stop and experience the journey? I wonder if you feel like this too. When I find myself most in need of finding beauty again, like when I'm lost or feeling stuck or particularly down, what I feel like I need the most is to do more of what lights me up and less of what is draining me. But the thing is, sometimes that's hard to identify, especially when you're in that kind of headspace. So for those moments, I make myself a list. On that list, there are 5 things that I do to find the beauty again. In moments like these, one of my favorite things to do is I have this playlist in my phone titled You Choose Your Thoughts. It contains music that's acoustic and chill, soft but uplifting, link in the description. These songs help get me through stuck periods. They're not so upbeat that it feels unattainable, but they're also not so sad that they drag me down further. They're just barely a step forward, which oftentimes is enough to get me a little unstuck. So for music, that can really uplift your mood or put you in the right headspace to be ready to find beauty. Audiobooks is really like the food for my mind, is what I find that to be. Because sometimes I get so consumed in my own circular thinking, unhelpful thinking, and when I listen to audiobooks, it really helps fuel my mind with more perspective, more ways to look at the world. It goes hand in hand, needing music to bring you into the headspace, into the mood, but audiobooks to bring your mind into a new perspective that oftentimes is very much needed whenever you're in that low state, right? Trying to figure out the activities that will actually make you feel better is really tricky to do, actually, at least for me, because there are things that I feel like are restful, like they make me feel more relaxed in a way, but they're not fulfilling. They are actually just numbing. An example of this is like scrolling social media, or when you watch one too many episodes of your favorite Netflix show. It really just shuts your body down and puts you into this low state even more. What you really need, rather than things to bring your energy down, are things that will make you excited. One of the things that I find to be very helpful is to go outside for a walk. It's something that's so simple, I don't gotta think about it, and yet sometimes it is still so challenging somehow to make yourself actually get up, put on your shoes, walk out the door. What? Yeah, I don't. But once you're actually in the middle of doing it, it's actually you realize it's exactly what you needed, When I feel like the world is just icky and I don't want anything to do with it anymore, I ask myself, when was the last time I moved my body? When was the last time I went on a walk? Sometimes I shake it out or do a little dancey dance. We are if you're a caveman wandering around in the world, you're not going to be sitting down on the ground for hours and hours, right? The way that we do nowadays sometimes. No, you would be roaming the earth trying to gather berries and protect yourself from bodily harm. I don't know. I don't know what cavemen did, okay? I'm just speculating. But all to say, taking a walk, textbook, good activity. I'm sure lots of textbooks say it, right? Another thing I love to do is this mindless doodling and journaling. When I'm journaling and I'm feeling low, I just kind of let my mind take me wherever it wants to take me. I try to fill up the page as much as I can with these doodles. because sometimes if I focus on the full page being one picture, it can just lead me to become more frustrated, wondering if that one image is good enough or not. But if I fill up the entire space, the entire page with lots of different images, there's more detachment involved and there's less pressure to make this one perfect art piece, because I can just move to another corner of the page and try again. And finally, one of the most important things to me when I'm especially feeling down is happy sensory experiences. This will vary person to person, but for me, I love hot baths, heated blankets, cups of tea or anything hot in my hands, something fizzy or crunchy, mints or candies. All of these different sensory experiences can really help ground you, because a lot of times when you're in those lower moods or when you're feeling particularly stuck, it's because you're all up in your head and you're not enough in your body. So whenever you can identify those sensory experiences that really make you feel happy, that make you feel grounded, that make you feel yourself, that's where you can really start to come home to yourself. If you have pets, this is another great spot to maybe give your little kitty or puppy or guinea pig, mouse, bird, whatever pet you have, a little hug and a kiss and say, hello, I'm so happy that you're here. Anyway, I have just been feeling a little bit out of whack the last couple weeks, and so I thought it'd be a good time to make a video about feeling stuck as a creative person and how do you return home to yourself? How do you continue to be creative while you are stuck? One of my favorite metaphors here is that we, like the trees, come with seasons. You don't judge the trees in the winter when they start to lose their leaves. The same way that you don't judge nature, you shouldn't judge yourself either. You should embrace yourself in all the seasons and phases that you hold. This is all just part of the journey. As always, spending any amount of time here on this channel with me is a gift. I really do consider it a gift. And for that, this humble artist says thank you.